What's up? This is Average Cracker with another video tutorial on how to switch your power steering pump on a 2003 Honda Civic.
So cool.
And just to show you guys exactly, grab a flashlight. What's going on here is I think this is the culprit of some whining noise, this big old box. And that is connected to the power steering. I ordered this off eBay, and it is a used part, but as you can see, it looks pretty new. My stepdad's a mechanic. He says that I shouldn't trust this because it's probably the internals that are messed up, not the outside. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that when I install it. So as the engine heats up, this noise is gonna get louder and louder, and I'm gonna put the mic right here. I don't know which mic it's using. I think it's that one. And it just gets louder from here. There it is. Yeah, go do that again, whatever you just did. Yeah, hold it right there. That noise gets increasingly louder in the car. That noise right there, super annoying. I don't know if it's leaking fluid from there. It looks like it is. I don't have the flashlight, but it might be leaking from that tube or leaking from this actual thing because this is all wet here. Regardless, this needs to be switched because there's a noise coming from it. It's driving me nuts. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and I loosened this right here. That little bolt right there. See if you can get into that. Can you see it? That little bolt right there. You just have to loosen it a bit. We're going to need a clamp for the hose because there's two hose clamps on there. And we're also going to need to disconnect this. I believe. Yeah, we have to disconnect this. And we have to loosen this. And then there's another bolt down here somewhere. For the record, this is the first time I'm doing this. I couldn't find any videos on YouTube, so kind of winging it. Hopefully the results are good. So yeah, there's another bolt down there. Why can't I see it now? Let me see. So that bolt right there. You can see that?
Yeah, now I can see.
Yeah, that bolt right there. Finally found out how to view it on the camera. But yeah, it's that one, this one, this tensioner thing, these two. Shouldn't be too hard. Just gonna put these. I'm gonna go ahead and put these bolts inside of the new one, just to have them sitting there. And you want to try to not get crap in here or here. Did you see that? Here or here. Don't get stuff in there. Just gonna hand tighten those just there, so you don't have to lose where they go. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off. And that is some power steering right there. Put that over there. I'll just put it this way. And I'll put it on the alternator. What I'm gonna do is put this cap back in actually. That holds it in place. Like, this is all power steering fluid. And that's why I put the pan at the bottom, so it kind of minimizes it getting everywhere. Now, at this point, this belt should be loose. That just put it to the side. Okay, so apparently I have to take that bolt off right there, the one that I was trying to see earlier, to get it off. So it should still be a 12 millimeter. Also, for these two top ones, we used a 10 millimeter, and for that we just use a little grip thing. I don't know what that's called.
Vice grip.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I don't know if it's actually called a vice grip. It's just kind of weird. You could just like loosen it with my hand. Before I lose it, let me pull this up. Right up there. Yeah, that can be loosened with my hand. So that bolt is what goes down there. So we'll put it up there with those right there. And I'm gonna shimmy this out.
Shimmy, shimmy.
Oh no. Came off of the timing belt. That could be a problem. You know what? Okay, I'm actually gonna disconnect it from that point and then disconnect it from here, reconnect it onto the new one after I clean the tube, and then put it back onto here. So there's gonna be a lot of leaking. That's about to happen. So like what I'm gonna be doing is grabbing this, loosening it, moving it down, just enough for me to pull the tube off. I think that should be good. So what I'm gonna do here is pull that off, just like that, and that's where the leaking is gonna happen. Watch your shoes. And just make sure it's getting into the right spot. Yeah. And this piece should be free. Drop. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same thing that we did over here, except on this side. And it should be fairly simple. Let's take this off. There we go. That's our old power steering pump. Now what we're going to do with this is I'm going to change gloves. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this so we can tell if the leaking was actually coming from this or this. But I do think that it was coming from this, maybe this piece. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm hand tightening the bolt at the bottom because we're still going to need to move this piece around because the belt isn't on. But just make sure that this is able to move. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do this one at the top also, because normally this moves around anyways. What you're going to want to do is put this end like this, because this bolt has to go through this part right there. So you see what I'm saying? This little hole right here. This little hole right here. You need to allow this bolt that goes through here to go into that, and that keeps it in place and tight. That gives it the tension on the timing belt, or not the timing belt, the power steering pump belt. What we do is tighten this one. This one's like super hard to reach. 6 minutes. Actually, you can reverse it, so like instead of tightening from that side, I'm gonna tighten from this side. And just adjust accordingly. So as you can see right there, there's enough thread so it's not gonna fall off, because that'll suck to lose that. I guess we can go ahead and reconnect this just to keep it clean. Again, just hand tighten everything. And something I noticed is that this back piece over here doesn't seem to match up with the one that I just pulled out. But you know what? I think it's fine. It should be fine. Now what we're gonna do is reconnect this tube over here. The one that connects to the, where you actually put the power steering fluid in. This thing right here. Just reconnecting that. See that? There we go. When I shine the light right on, it's hard to see. There we go. Just go ahead and do the same thing that we did before, but reverse. Alright, now this belt, you just want to make sure there's no cracks since it's already off. And I mean, this looks decent. It's passable. What you're going to do is you're going to slide this bad boy down there. Behind that, you're going to stick your arm down here. And what I'm doing is putting it around this little wheel down here. You want to make sure it's properly on, because there's ridges on the other end of this belt, as I think I showed you. There we go. Damn it. Fell off again. Look, you see these ridges right here? You want to make sure that that goes on into these slots nice and flat as you tighten it. You don't want that to come off, because if that has any slip in it, it's going to be really bad. It's going to go flying. If you have the hood open like this, it could just start whacking things. You don't want it to do that.
Possibly take an eye out.
We can go ahead and tighten this a bit more. You also have to tighten the bolt that's underneath that, which is going to be a pain. But we'll get it done.
Yeah, that's tough to get to.
This is going to go in here. And the belt shouldn't snap. If it snaps, you're probably using a belt that's way too old. But I'm not moving it much, and that's like all my force. So it's not going to come loose. It sounds like a guitar string, I guess. It's good. Now, I'm just going to cut the video off here. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. I'm going to tighten these two bolts, and we'll get it to start running, and we'll see how it works.
Supposed to be making that sound?
Huh?
It's supposed to be making that sound?
I don't think so.
What is that?
Probably means the part is bad, or it's just like taking the fluid in. Because I think it's probably empty, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just the fluid pumping in.
Yeah. I think after it runs for a bit, it'll even out. But if it doesn't, then that part's bad. I think it's such bad.
really loud.
I know. Mine sounded like this, like during the cold back here. Alright, so a bit of an update. So apparently that was the air coming out of the system. Now it's way quieter. And I'm gonna give it a couple of days, drive it around a bit. It's definitely quieter, especially when I do that. You don't hear anything. I will probably have to fill it up with more fluid, and I have to check for leaks and all that. That is way quieter. That is so nice. Wow. So I think that was pretty successful for only 40 bucks. Thanks for watching. I'll give you an update when I do a montage 3 of this car, because I have done a bit of stuff and I'd like to show everybody. If you have any questions about the car, anything, thanks anybody who's been watching and like commenting. I tried to comment back to a lot of you, and I really like your comments and stuff. If you have any questions, like I said, just drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.